For over 1,000 years, the Galactic Union ruled the stars. They controlled trade, war, peace, and every planet in between. Over 600 alien species followed their laws. Any world that rebelled was quickly silenced by fleets of Union warships. Their power seemed unstoppable, unshakable. But in quiet corners of the galaxy, some still whispered about a species long gone. A species from a far-off world called Earth. Humans, they said. The Death Worlders, the Wild Ones, the Ghosts. Most laughed at the stories. Myths, they claimed. Fairy tales told to scare children. No one survives a death world, but the old records were clear. Once humans did exist, and they didn't just survive. They thrived. They built fleets that crossed galaxies, fought wars that no other race could understand. And then, one day, they vanished. No warning, no signal. No trace, just silence. Some believed they destroyed themselves. Others thought they moved to another galaxy. But after 700 years of no human contact, the galaxy forgot. Until now. In the Arcali sector, near the edge of explored space, an alien mining vessel picked up a strange signal. It was weak, broken, but it repeated one thing clearly. A human distress code, one not used in over 800 years. The mining crew sent a report to the Galactic Union. The signal was ignored. A week later, the entire mining crew went silent. No distress call, no explosion. Just silence. Again. That got the Union's attention. A scout ship was sent to the coordinates. They found the mining vessel drifting, empty. Not destroyed, just abandoned. All systems intact. Lights still on. No signs of struggle. No escape. Pods launched. Only one thing stood out. Above the planet in geostationary orbit was a ship. A massive ship. The scout team had never seen anything like it. It was not on any Union database. It had no ID beacon. Its metal was scorched from ancient battles, but its design was cold and sharp. Human, a Terran warship. The scout ship tried to scan it. Nothing. No response. No defense systems active. They sent a drone closer. The warship's lights turned on. Power surged through its systems. Cannons moved. Engines hummed. And then, one word appeared on every screen across the scout ship. Awakening. Panic spread. The scout ship backed away fast. They jumped to hyperspace and sent an emergency message straight to Union High Command. 3 days later, a full fleet of 10 Union warships arrived. They surrounded the Terran vessel. Weapons charged, shields up. And for 5 long hours, nothing happened. Then, without warning, the human ship moved. Not fast, just a slight turn. But every Union ship systems went haywire. Targeting failed. Communications dropped. Power flickered. The Union admiral, a proud alien named Velkar, ordered an immediate attack. "Destroy it before it fully wakes," he shouted. 10 Union ships opened fire, missiles, plasma, energy beams. The human ship stood still. Then it answered. With one pulse from its central cannon, it tore through 3 Union cruisers. Another burst. 2. More ships gone. Within 60 seconds, all 10 Union warships were destroyed. No escape pods. No survivors. The Terran ship sent a single signal before going dark again. Fleet status, 1 of 700,000. Awaiting command. Across the galaxy, fear returned. Old records were reopened. Human files unsealed. Leaders trembled. Because that one ship was just the beginning, and the galaxy was no longer alone. Humanity had returned. The news spread like wildfire. A single Terran ship had destroyed 10 Union warships in under 1 minute. It wasn't possible. It wasn't supposed to be possible. The Galactic Union had the strongest fleets in known space. They had numbers. They had technology. They had unity. But that ship, that ghost, had erased their pride in seconds, and it did not flee. It simply waited. No movement. No threats. Just silence. And power. Deep inside Union Command, alarms blared. Generals, admirals, and data priests argued in panic. Some demanded war. Others begged to run. But one thing was clear to all. That ship should not exist. Not anymore. High Chancellor Ral Torin stood frozen before the battle footage. He had watched the destruction frame by frame. No delay, no glitch, just perfect execution. This ship fights like it remembers every war it's seen, he said softly, as if it's alive. The room fell silent. No one dared answer, because some of the oldest texts had warned them. Human ships do not fight like machines. They fight like warriors, and they never forget. On the outer rim, a listening post picked up something terrifying. More Terran signals, faint but spreading. Not one ship, not 10, hundreds, waking up across dead systems, rising from moons, gas giants, broken stations, everywhere. The sleeping fleet was returning, and they weren't random ships. Each one followed a silent code, syncing with the others in perfect formation, but no humans were seen. No life signs, no hails, and then at exactly 04 Mar Galactic Central Time, the main Terran ship, the one that destroyed the Union fleet, opened its comms. Every species heard the same voice in their own language. Cold, calm, powerful. This is Terran Fleet Command, confirming reactivation. Protocol Omega Black. Status, reconquest. The galaxy shook. In a secret research world, far from Union eyes, a young scientist named Drillnar stared at a glowing image. His people had once fought the humans long ago. His grandfather told him stories about Earth's fury, about ships that vanished into nothing, about weapons that screamed before firing. He never believed them. Until now, he pulled an old data crystal from storage. It had one name on it, Earth's Last Protocols. He watched the file. His hands trembled, because the Terran fleet wasn't acting alone. They were following a last order, one given 700 years ago, before Earth went silent. The order was simple. If the galaxy ever forgets who we are, remind them. And now it was too late to stop it. The Union sent another fleet, bigger, stronger, 30 ships this time, led by 4 battle masters. They surrounded the lead Terran ship again. This time they brought jammers, pulse disruptors, and gravity chains. They fired all weapons at once. The human ship didn't dodge. It absorbed. Then it responded. It didn't fire its cannons. It spoke. You are not authorized to interfere with Terran restoration. Leave. The Union fleet didn't listen. And then the human ship did something no one expected. It disappeared. No jump, no warp, no flash, just gone. And 30 Union ships began falling, one by one. No blasts, no missiles, just collapse, as if their cores had stopped beating. In less than 40 seconds, only wreckage remained, and a voice echoed across the stars. Humanity does not ask. Humanity remembers. Now the galaxy panics. Worlds lock their gates. Empires go silent, because everyone thought humanity was gone. But now, they know something worse. Humanity never left. They were waiting, and the stars are no longer safe. The stars were no longer quiet. The silence that ruled for centuries was broken. The galaxy remembered the name it had buried under dust, fear, and lies. Earth. And that name was now returning, ship by ship, system by system, with fire in its wake. The year, Galactic Union called an emergency gathering. Over 600 species, billions of voices. One questioned what is happening. Some screamed, "Attack!" Others whispered, "Hide." A few just shook in silence. But all remembered the old stories now, those passed down in secret. Stories of humans who fought wars for survival, not conquest. Of warships built not just with metal, but with wrath. Of soldiers who didn't retreat, and of a planet that turned pain into progress, and vanished without warning. Admiral Krell of the Zenari Empire was one of the oldest living commanders. He had fought during the last human war, barely, He stood before the Union and spoke just 4 words. "You cannot stop them." Murmurs filled the air. But no one challenged him, because Krell's fleet of 90 ships had once tried to invade a human colony. Only Krell returned, blind in one eye, scarred by plasma burns, haunted. And now, as he watched the footage of Terran ships waking from black holes, hidden moons, ancient wrecks, he knew humanity never lost. They had just waited for the right time, and the time was now. Across dozens of systems, strange things happened. Union ships lost control mid-flight. AI cores began to malfunction. Old satellites, untouched for centuries, lit up with blue lights and sent out this message: Earth watches. A mining station on Vora 9 discovered an object buried inside a dead asteroid. It was round, metallic, ancient. When they scanned it, their entire station shut down. Then the object opened. Inside was a hologram of Earth, burning, and a single sentence: "This was once our price for peace." The object self-destructed moments later. Far from the chaos, on a cold moon where no one lived, a secret vault opened. Inside were Terran drones, small, insect-like machines, still active after 700 years. They crawled into the light, scanned the stars, and began transmitting coordinates in every direction. One by one, old Terran warships heard the signal and responded. Across the stars, hundreds of systems blinked with red markers. Target locked. Fleet movement active. Earth protocol. Phase 2. Awakening. Back at Union Command, panic turned to desperation. They tried to contact Earth, but Earth never answered. They tried to negotiate, but no voice responded. Only one broadcast echoed again and again from the Terran ships. This is not an invasion. This is a reminder. A small planet named Talari 3 thought they were safe. They were neutral, peaceful, no weapons. But their orbit lit up as a Terran scout ship arrived. Its shape was sharp, black like space, humming with energy. The locals begged for answers. The ship only scanned their library. Then, after 1 minute, it spoke. "You erased us from history. That is a lie. This is correction." And without firing a single shot, the ship unleashed a pulse wave. Every screen, every archive, every history file on Talari 3 was rewritten. Humans were back in their books, their wars, their victories, their fall, and their return. The ship left. The planet was silent, but no one slept that night. Now the galaxy watches the skies, wondering, how many ships does Earth have? Where are the humans hiding? And worst of all, why have they truly returned? Because the answer isn't war. It's something deeper and something far more dangerous. They forgot Earth, but Earth never forgot them. For weeks, Terran warships had moved like ghosts. They came without warning, left without sound, destroyed fleets in seconds, rewrote archives, ignored every message. No one had seen a human. No one had heard a voice. Until now. The system of Calder Prime was famous for one thing: its voice towers. Giant machines that could broadcast across 10 galaxies. The Galactic Union gathered there to send one last message to the Terran fleet, a peace offer. 12 ambassadors stood tall. The towers powered up. The message was simple: "We come in peace, let us talk, let us understand." The signal traveled through every known channel, and then everything stopped. Across the entire system, every screen went black, every comm channel went dead. Even thoughts felt cold. And then, for the first time in 700 years, a voice spoke. It wasn't loud, it wasn't angry, it was calm, deep, human. "This is Admiral Riker, Terran High Command. Identification code Omega Black. I hear you." The Union ambassadors froze. The entire galaxy froze. A human, alive, speaking, real. The voice continued. "We are not here for peace. We are not here for war. We are here for truth." And then, in one breath, the voice destroyed 700 years of lies. "You erased us. You hunted us. You built empires on our ashes, and you thought we'd never return. But we remember every system that betrayed us, every alliance that stayed silent, every world that cheered when Earth burned, and now, we correct the record. This is not revenge, this is balance. Then the screens lit up again. They showed the face of a human man. His eyes were cold steel, his skin pale from cryosleep, his uniform marked with Earth's long-forgotten symbol, a black star wrapped in a silver flame. Behind him stood a command bridge, ancient yet alive. Terran officers moved like machines, focused, silent, watching. Riker looked straight into the lens. "We are the last of the firstborn, and we have returned." The message ended. Nothing more. No threats, no promises, just truth. All across the galaxy, panic turned to fear, not of war, but of what came next, because the fleet didn't stop. Instead, it grew. Ships woke from under oceans, beneath ice worlds, inside broken moons. Each one broadcasted the same signal. Confirmed, Terran command. Active orders received, but still, no one had seen where they came from. No one had found Earth, because Earth itself was hidden. A group of Union scouts tried to follow one of the smaller Terran ships. It entered a red nebula and disappeared. They sent drones after it. None returned. One managed to send a single image before it died. It showed a black gate, floating in space, covered in strange runes, half alive, half machine, and behind it, stars that didn't match any known system. A voice echoed through the feed. "Earth is not where you left it. Earth moved on." The feed cut, and the nebula swallowed everything. Now some empires begin to fall apart from inside. Leaders go silent. Armies refuse to fight. Civilizations begin to run, and others kneel. They send messages to the Terran fleet, begging for mercy, begging for answers, begging for a place in the new order. But Earth does not respond, because Earth isn't just coming back. Earth is watching, choosing, remembering. And the voice of Admiral Riker is just the beginning, because behind him, the full Terran armada waits, and it has not forgotten what the galaxy did. The Galactic Union's throne world, Veltrax 9, had never been attacked. Its orbit was protected by 3 rings of defense satellites, 80 plasma cannons, and an elite fleet of warships. Leaders of over 600 alien species lived there. They believed it was untouchable. They were wrong. It began with a shadow. One of the throne world's deep orbit satellites blinked out, then another, then 5 more. No explosions, no alarms. They simply vanished. Union command scrambled fighters. Dozens of patrol ships launched. They saw nothing, but every sensor lit up with one terrifying message. Object detected, Terran origin, size unknown. The sky above Veltrax 9 darkened, not from clouds, from ships. They didn't jump in through hyperspace. They didn't warp or flash into place. They just appeared, like they had always been there. Silent, still, watching. Thousands of them. Ships with hulls blacker than space. Long, sharp, built like weapons. No lights, no markings. Only a single symbol glowing dim red, Earth's black star in a silver flame. Union defense systems tried to scan them. Nothing. No heat signatures. No power readings. No life signs. But every ship pointed its weapons downward, at the throne world. Inside the Grand Council Tower, chaos ruled. Alarms screamed. Commanders shouted. Civilians panicked. The Union's top general, Zeruan of the T-Score, gave the order. Fire everything. Cannons fired, missiles launched. EMPs, railguns, fusion beams, all unleashed at once. The sky turned white with weapons, but nothing touched the Terran fleet. The missiles vanished before impact. Lasers bent around them. Plasma bursts simply, passed through. It was as if the ships weren't real until they answered. A single Terran dreadnought moved, not fast, not loud. It just opened its front panels. Inside, a cannon longer than most cities. It charged for 2 seconds, then fired. The shot didn't explode. It didn't flash. It was quiet, a pulse of blue energy. But when it hit the Union's outer defense, half the ring was erased, not destroyed, erased, like it had never existed. Millions of sensors across the galaxy screamed the same word: weapon class unknown, threat level extinction. Then a voice echoed from the Terran fleet. Admiral Riker again, calm, cold, deadly. Your throne floats on the bones of silence. You forgot who gave you the stars. Today you remember. Then came the signal. Phase 3. Enforcement. And the fleet moved. They didn't fire everything, they didn't need to. One ship took down an entire battleship with a beam thinner than a needle. Another hacked the throne world's defense grid in under 4 seconds. Entire platforms shut down. Mid-battle. Pilots screamed, then went silent, as Terran drones slipped into their ships and disabled them from the inside. It wasn't war. It was judgment. On the surface of Veltrax 9, the ground shook. Citizens ran. Cities went dark. The council tower lost all power. A single Terran vessel broke through the clouds, slow, heavy, and silent. It hovered over the capital and dropped a black spike into the earth. Then, it sent out a wave. Not a bomb. A memory. Every screen in every home turned on and showed the truth. The ancient wars. The betrayal of Earth. The burning of human colonies, the silence of the Union. The people of Veltrax 9 saw it all, and for the first time in 700 years, they remembered what the galaxy had done. And they wept. The Terran fleet didn't stay. It didn't land. It didn't conquer. It sent a final message. Your world is spared, but your lies are not. Then the ships vanished. Again. Not a trace. Not a trail, only silence, and the memory of fire. Now every throne across the galaxy shakes. Because if Earth could walk into the heart of power and leave it untouched, then no one is safe. The question now is not how to fight them. It is, why did humanity let us live? Across the galaxy, the questions spread like wildfire. Why did Earth vanish, and worse, why did it return now? The throne world had been humiliated. Union fleets were in hiding. Old powers were crumbling. But humanity's ships didn't stay to conquer. They struck, they judged, then disappeared like ghosts. Everyone feared what they would do next. But deep below the stars, in a forgotten world, one species searched for the truth and found something terrifying. The Varnari were once allies of Earth. Long ago, before the Yeoir silence. Now they were scholars, keepers of secrets. And on their icy moon of Polterra, hidden deep beneath mountains of frost, they guarded a vault sealed for 700 years. Inside, human relics, old machines, ruins of war, and a crystal box marked in ancient Terran code. Classified. Omega protocols, do not open. The Varnari High Scholar, El Ramir, broke the seal, and everything changed. The box projected a hologram, old, cracked, but still clear. A woman stood tall, wearing a black and silver uniform. Her voice was calm but final. This is Commander Alina Vox, Terran High Council. Date, 700 years before galactic current time. If this message is playing, it means Earth has returned. El Ramir leaned closer, heart pounding. The woman continued. We left not because we were weak. We left because we had to. The galaxy turned against us. Lies spread. Our allies betrayed us. Our enemies cheered. So we vanished. But before we did, we built something. El Ramir froze. Built what? We built the Ark. Fleets. 700,000 warships. Hidden in broken worlds, false moons, inside black holes and silent systems. Each one built with memory. Each one built to wake when the galaxy forgets. This is not revenge. This is correction. If you're seeing this, then judgment has begun. And if Earth has returned, the clock is ticking. At the same time, far across space, the Union tried to track Terran signals. But instead of a location, they found a path, not coordinates, a trail of star systems, each one containing something strange. An old Terran beacon glowing inside a gas giant. A hidden code etched into the rings of a planet. A burned-out sun with a human symbol hovering where its core once was. Each clue pointed to the same thing. Earth wasn't destroyed. It evolved. It moved its homeworld, shifted its presence, created a hidden network of systems, the Phantom Ring, invisible to alien tech, but perfectly known to the Terran fleet. Earth had become a shadow empire, watching, waiting, preparing, on. A mining world called Galtris 4, a child found something buried in the rocks, a small metal cube, warm to the touch, glowing softly. When touched, it played a voice not meant for the Union. To the lost ones, the broken, the betrayed, Earth remembers you. Come home. The child's parents reported it. But before any Union ship could arrive, a Terran scout appeared. It left behind food, medicine, and a message. Earth protects its own. The Union tried to chase it. It disappeared. Again. Now rebellions break out across the galaxy. Small colonies, once crushed by the Union, begin rising. Not with weapons, but with hope. They paint the black star in silver flame on their walls. They whisper old names, Sol, Terra, the First World, and always, humanity is watching. In the heart of the Union, Chancellor Raul Torren locks himself in the vault of forbidden knowledge. There he finds the final sealed file marked, in ancient Terran code, Operation Eclipse Final Phase. He opens it and screams, because the file says only this: when the stars burn, we return. And when the stars break, we ascend. Raul Torren realizes the truth. The Terran fleet isn't Earth's weapon, it's Earth's signal. A signal that the galaxy's age of lies is ending, and something far more powerful is coming. Not just war, a new order, a final truth, a rising of the forgotten. Because now the galaxy knows Earth didn't disappear. It evolved, and it remembers everything. The galaxy was no longer the same. Union capitals lay silent. Empires stopped expanding. Entire species waited, not in fear, but in uncertainty, because Earth's ships were everywhere, and nowhere. They came like whispers. They left without sound. They destroyed only what was corrupt, and spared those who listened. But the question still remained. What does humanity want now? The answer came without warning. In the dead system of Vecros 7, where no life had existed for centuries, a massive gate opened. It wasn't made by the Union, it was Terran, a ring of fire and light, dozens of kilometers wide, older than any known station, powered by something beyond science. Through it came not ships, but a station, floating like a moon, dark and glowing with Earth's symbol. Then a message echoed across every world, every satellite, every mind. We are the Terran Accord. We do not seek revenge. We offer truth. The age of false empires is over. The age of balance has begun. Every planet in the Union received a broadcast. Terran officers, calm, quiet, appeared on screen. They listed crimes, corrupt, rulers, silent allies of ancient betrayals. Then came the words, "Step down, or be erased." Some laughed. They were never seen again. Others kneeled. They were spared, and became part of something new. Something no one expected. Earth didn't want power, it wanted structure. The Terran Accord created the 9 rules: no slavery, no weaponized famine, No war without vote. No AI overlords. No species left behind. No erasing history. No truth buried. No forced loyalty. No forgotten worlds. Any world that followed these rules was protected. Immediately. Completely. And forever. Ships were sent not to conquer but to guard. Worlds once abandoned now had food. Outposts once lost were rebuilt. Pirate fleets vanished overnight. And across the stars a new phrase began to spread. Earth sees. Earth decides. Earth defends. In the shadows, one last plan rose. A secret Union War Council launched. A weapon, a planet cracker bomb, toward a peaceful colony that had joined the Accord. They wanted to break the system. But they didn't reach the planet. They didn't even get close. The moment the bomb left hyperspace, it disappeared. An entire Terran fleet dropped from stealth. One warship spoke, not in words, but through sheer force. They erased the War Council from space in less than 5 seconds. Not one spark remained. On a neutral world, a child looked up and saw a Terran ship pass silently overhead. She waved. It paused. A soft light glowed, and then the ship moved on. Her father looked down, eyes wide. Do you know who that was? The girl nodded. Earth. Now, across the galaxy, flags change, laws shift, history is rewritten, but this time, with truth. And every species knows one fact. The stars were never truly ruled by the Union. They were only borrowed, because now they remember the truth. It was Earth who found the stars first. It was Earth who built in silence. It was Earth who left, and Earth who returned, not to destroy, but to lead. And this time, the galaxy will follow, or it won't survive.